And we're back with our weekly financial forecast. We have Tim Fitzwilliams from Fitzwilliams Financial back with us on a Tuesday once again. Now, last week, we talked about the conflict in Iran, the financial impacts that could come from that. But this week, we want to talk about what has changed from last Tuesday to this Tuesday.
Absolutely. So last week, we were thinking more of a short-term scenario, like a knee-jerk reaction, if you will. Well, when Trump came out and said, I want an unconditional surrender, that forced a lot more volatility. And so now we're looking at more of a midterm situation, which has a greater effect.
How does that change how people should respond?
Well, yeah, so the market is responding in such a way because Iran took over the Straits. And so when that happened, there was a 20% of the global oil supply that's being affected. So what you saw was oil move in one day the amount of time it normally takes a year to see something like that, or even more. So that was a dramatic situation to see, and that's the volatility that we're in because of the control of the Straits right now.
Yeah, and we talk about that oil price jumping and how that can impact people's wallets here at home. Do those impacts, people maybe having less spending money due to those changes, is that something you guys monitor as sort of a secondary impact? Yeah,
I think that's a great point. I think right now it's really important to maybe take a second look at vacations and things that would involve oil and gas. You know, a road trip, airplanes, cruises, all of that, you're going to start to see more expensive tickets than what we're used to.
Yeah, and when we have this type of situation, and you guys are going week to week, and you're monitoring so many different factors. How does that impact your job? How does that impact your day-to-day in terms of trying to make sure that you have a handle on such a rapidly developing situation?
Well, sure. So we always like to have a sell plan when we have a buy plan. So when we buy something, we like to have a sell plan. So our strategy, as you know, is always to lose less to make more. So the idea is that you have to be prepared for these events, whether they're short-term events or more midterm like we're seeing now. And so as things hit certain metrics, you've already got a plan to move, which I think folks need to understand. It's important to have a fiduciary, someone that they can talk to that's a tactical and active manager that can help them out before you get into the volatility.
It's a conflict that, of course, we'll be reporting on for the duration, and there's many different sectors of impact, including on the financial sector. So
absolutely.
We'll continue to have Tim Fitzwilliams in here on Tuesdays to help us break all of that down and more. Thank you for joining us as always. All right, that's Tim Fitzwilliams, and that is your financial forecast. That airs every Tuesday in our 4 p.m. news. This show right here, if you have questions you want answered, email us at financialforecast@13newsnow.com. Janet, back to you.
Okay, thank you. Great as always.